Action.
You like to say that, all right? Welcome back, you guys, to Mixtape Talk. Welcome back to Mixtape Talks. I had a shot and an energy drink, and that shit's never a great mix. So today, I always say like a special guest, but I'm super excited about this one. As you guys can see, we have a full couch today. We have the owners and one of the creative directors of Mintcrew with us today. So appreciate you guys coming in today.
Thank you guys.
I've been a fan of your guys' clothing brand since probably, I think we were talking like 2019, 2020 is when I first started purchasing stuff from you guys. What really caught my attention was obviously you guys have the model, AKA the content creator, Campbell, right here in the middle, and was that velour?
The velour.
And the velour jumpsuit.
It's a fire jumpsuit.
So if you guys have been...
It's a two-piece.
It's two-piece. It's a two-piece.
Yeah,
so if you've been on their Instagram, you've probably seen him a bunch. We wanted him on the podcast because he's been along with the journey with Jonathan and Sergio, the owners. I'm always interested in how you guys are able to scale something so small as like a clothing brand, because it starts off small, realistically, right? Like you have like one or two pieces and then you scale it. You guys have been continuously for a while having new drops, new material. But I want to know, like, where did this all come from? Like, how did you get into the fashion industry? And I'll let you go first, because I know we have a lot of people, but I'll let you go kind of how you got started in it.
I was always a fan of streetwear. Early on in high school, you know, like Hundreds, Crooks and Castles, Diamond. It was all a big deal for me.
Diamond.
I never seen it as like I never seen it as, you know, money making thing until I got older, and I was trying to go to law school. I was going to college at Cal Poly Pomona, and I started meeting people. I actually met Nick Diamonds. Actually, it was life changing, and I started realizing you can make money. You can actually make big money, more money than a lawyer doing something cool like clothes. Yeah. So I was working in a law firm actually, and I remember one of my bosses just telling me like, "Hey, you need to get out of here. This is not for you." So I switched gears and I applied for fashion school at FIDM, FIDM in downtown LA. Okay. Got accepted, and I just started figuring out, you know, how to make it happen. I actually applied as a jewelry design major, and I switched gears to production management because I figured that would allow me, you know, to open more doors just in case chasing my dreams as clothes didn't work out. I had a backup plan. And there I met a bunch of people, and, you know, one of them, like I met a lot of the people in LA, like Jerry Lorenzo, Guillermo Andrade. I mentioned Nick Diamonds, BJ from Crooks and Castles, and luckily I got to like meet them. I worked with some of them, and I just realized at one point like I need to do my own thing. So, you know, that's the short story of it. And so, like with Mintcrew, did you originally start off as Mintcrew? Did you have like other companies that were either successful or failed? And what like was Mintcrew like your original baby, or did you have any other projects you worked on? You know, so originally, so for my generation, I feel like starting a clothing line was like the rock band of like starting your own garage band in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So me and all my friends, we started our first clothing line. And it started getting its own two legs. And as I was going to FIDM, I got to shout him out, Rio. He's my Japanese brother. And we started chopping it up. And I always had the idea that the best streetwear in the world came from Japan. And he thought the best streetwear in the world came from LA. So we linked up and we started pushing the brand. And it started getting its own two legs. But unfortunately, like most things, sometimes when you have a group of friends, you guys don't have the same vision or same goals. There was a bunch of internal fighting, and things got really weird, so we ended up deciding we should just split the brand off. But at that time, I already had a bunch of things in production. I had styles already developed, and I was working with Mintcrew actually. Started by some guys out of Alhambra, not too far from here. Shout out SGV. Yeah, shout out SGV. And they had contacted me because they liked what we were doing, and they're like, "Hey, can you come and consult and help us get this going?" And I was working with them, and it was a shame to see them like just go through the same thing I had gone through. So I told them, "Hey, would you guys be interested in swapping labels?" And a few members left, and we took over, and we started running Mintcrew. Is that kind of a normal thing though? Can you like where a brand starts and then someone comes in and like, "Hey, can we buy, I guess, like the brand from you"? Is that like a normal practice? Does that happen a lot? It's a behind the scenes thing. A lot of brands out there that are popping. A lot of them, unfortunately, they're inorganic. There's not a really big story by them. It's just people that purchase some. They have
put a
marketing.
fucking label on something and what's trending.
And they got money. They got the connections already in place, and they just blow something up like overnight. It's possible. I've seen it. I've worked
It's funny, and not to throw shade, but I hear a lot of that from, I think it's called minimal, right? Like I actually do purchase a lot of their shit because it's like it's quick, but like you hear a lot of designers are like, that's literally my fucking piece. You just swiped your own label on it.
Yeah,
you know,
they just knock off the.
They knock off Rue. They knock off like Fear God, like Gallery Depot. I saw they have
easy
sweats.
Just change the label, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. So like it's like you guys aren't just like buying already pieces put together and putting your label on there. There's a thought process behind it.
Well, I can't throw too much shade because I know Matt Fields, the original owner of Minimal. He was actually, remember Dope Couture?
Yeah.
So he started Dope Couture, and then he started Minimal. He actually was a little bit of my inspiration because at that time there wasn't really a fast fashion brand out there for men. So Mintcrew, originally my concept was just to bring really good quality, fashionable styles to the masses at a more affordable price.
Love that.
I personally spend more than I should on clothes. So I realized,
hey, me and Amber's like, yeah.
So I realized there was a need for that. It wasn't like I want to knock off people. It's just, like one item was like Jerry Lorenzo's like zippered jeans,
Yeah.
$1,000 jeans. I bought them and I was wearing them and I was just like,
I can make these.
Yeah, there's nothing,
Right.
there's nothing special to this.
Yeah.
And just like, why not? So we started doing that. Actually, it's funny, like Hypebeast wiped it, but there was this big editorial on us because we were, one of the first, we actually included with Minimal and Represent. We're one of the first, men's Instagram fast fashion.
I like that term, fast fashion, because it resonates with me. Because sometimes I'll go on Minimal's website because they have like, maybe I'm not going to spend $900 on those sweats that Gallery Depot, but I can buy those and wear it with a fit, and no one will know. Yeah. So it is like a fast fashion. Like even like a couple events we went to, I'm like, I can do something with this vest. Let me do this, and it gets to my door in like 2 days.
Right.
But there's not a lot of thought process put to it. I feel, I don't know, I never met them. Maybe I'm pretty sure there's way more to it than I know, but kind of like what we were speaking on, like it's just like a design that's already been made, a different label, maybe quality. Obviously quality is a little different because one thing about Fear God is it's good quality.
Our goal was actually to match their quality at the same price. Actually got me into some trouble with some people in the industry.
Oh.
Wow, yeah, man.
We can't wait to hear about that.
It's a small
actually.
industry. Everyone goes to
Right.
the same spots, same sewers, same wash house.
At the end
Really?
of the day.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
yes. LA's small.
Sergio will tell you, like, there's some times where we'll go do QC on some denim or something, and they got, I don't
What does that mean for people listening that don't
quality
know?
control.
Okay, so you do QC on some denim and
Yeah,
And they'll
even
be-
to this day, they're like sewing rude stuff. Like,
Amiri.
Yeah, Amiri.
no
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Well, what
So
about
how
when I
did
buy it
you-
and it says made
right,
in Italy?
right.
What the hell?
Wait, so how did you guys meet? So did you start?
I'll let
Mintcrew
Johnny
as
continue
well,
his
or-
story because he has a really good story. You guys want to get
Go
into
ahead.
it?
Yeah, I
Keep
sort of
going
got
with that.
sidetracked. I was thinking about all the production
No,
stuff.
you're good.
Where were we at?
How you were talking about? You actually designed some pants that looked like.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Were like,
Oh, yeah.
So
Fear
by then,
God.
I had worked for Jerry actually. I helped him with season 0. It was a pre-order, people remember, and I was already going to fit him. I was already like rubbing elbows with some of these people, and somebody's like, "Hey, this guy needs help. He's hiring," and I applied and I got the job, and I was working with him. I think it was before he like linked up with Kanye and like PacSun and
Oh,
everything.
wow.
So he ended up just like switching gears. He fired everybody.
Damn.
He actually still owes me a check.
Hey,
Ooh,
Jerry.
Jerry, if you're out there.
And so I just didn't think much. He blew up, and I was like literally still a fan. So I bought the jeans, and I did what I did. Ironically, I bought the same fabric from the same supplier. I bought the same zippers from the same supplier. At one point, the same sewers.
Wow.
That is insane.
Yeah, and I just didn't think anything. 'Cause I'm a little guy, like
Right.
at that time. And then I just get a text message one day, and it's just like him going off on me, and I was just like, dude, I didn't mean any disrespect. If you want, you can sell your stuff at a lower price. I think that influenced something.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, let me link with PacSun after that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Was this? Did you already stop working for him at this
Yeah,
point?
it was like
Oh,
years.
okay.
It was like
okay,
maybe
years
2
after.
years in. It was
Okay.
probably, he was on when those jeans dropped. It was probably season 3, I think.
It was
Okay.
season 3 because I remember it was like everyone had zippers on their
Yeah.
fucking pants. Like it was like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shit. Like you had to have zippers, and I still have zippers on some of my pants.
Yeah, and then we just took off from there. He actually gave us a lot of fame and notoriety. We got into like an Instagram beef and tagging each other. Talking
No
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Yeah, he deleted it after because he realized he's really helping
He's giving
me out.
you
Yeah,
more clout, yeah.
right. If anything, you guys are getting.
and then he pulled in his buddy Ruigi, got in the mix too.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thank you more, you know.
Wow.
Helping us out. So.
Oh, so you're really going after the big dogs are really going after you.
Back then, you know, we were out there next. And
was this him just basically saying because you're stealing his design?
Yeah,
or,
saying that, you know, you guys are not original and this, and I'm like, well, Levi Strauss actually invented the gene. So
you
If you're gonna
see
get
through
technical.
zipper.
and then season 1 and 2 were just Rick Owen knockoffs. So
100%.
yeah.
100%. A lot of that shit was very, very much Rick Owens. It was very much Rick Owens.
to me, like, you know, Pablo Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal.
Yeah, there's a book, Still Like an Artist.
So I was
Still like an artist,
by
I like
that.
that.
And then Sergio's thing, which I didn't realize that we were doing, was Virgil Abloh. You know,
Yeah, the Virgil quote where he says, like, just change a garment that you like 3%. And that's what he's been doing. That's what he recommended. You know, it's just like everyone's twist. Same thing with Jerry. The way he
Everything,
did
yeah.
season 1, 2, 3, whatever. You know, it's all just copies of what he liked. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Facts.
the influence that they've had, like you said, with Rick
Everyone
Owens.
And I
in
think
the
that's with
industry,
everything,
yeah,
right?
everyone in the industry will reference something, whether it's vintage, new, a wash, everything.
And then just
Nothing's
you just,
original.
You
Yeah,
just
nothing is
recreate
original,
it to
yep.
make it.
To how you like
you
it.
like
How
it.
you like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Crooks and Castles used to have a cool quote. I can't remember it right now, but it was pretty much along those lines where, like, nothing's original, everything's a copy.
Yeah.
And
I believe that, though. I believe
true.
that.
Well, their logo was a Versace logo.
Well, it's funny because the Medusa that I have here is actually it's their Medusa that they had like on all of their clothes. The original artist. I have that on here, so it was so funny because everyone would be like, "Did you get a Crooks and Castles tattoo?" I'm like, "No, it's the same Medusa, but yeah, they flipped it, but it's not a Crooks and Castles Medusa." Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It's not
I
the
mean,
same thing.
with fashion, I feel like it's all very similar, and you'll kind of see certain brands that kind of like replicate each other. But I think it's like more who can get the most exposure, who can get like this
Right.
model on there, and like I said, like Cambo, you're a big one that caught my eye. You have a dope look. I mean, I feel like do you wake up fitted like this, like your jewelry,
His
like.
pajamas, everything.
Like,
they're all
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of you without all your chains and shit on. Like, how long does it take to put all that shit on?
Just put on the chain.
How long does it
Chains
take for you
alone,
to get ready?
Do you even take them off? Though?
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
do take them off. Okay, so ever since I've been working out a lot more, I've been-
Working out a lot
Okay.
more.
yeah, I've been taking them off and keeping them off. So lately, I haven't really been putting them on unless
Unless it's for IG or something.
yeah, unless
You
for
got an
IG
event
or
or
anything
something
like
going
that. Most of that, I wake up like a bum. I'm just like in basketball shorts and a tee or.
But you still
whatever.
make it look good.
Yeah, of course.
I just went
I
to your
tried
page real
to.
quick. I'm like, how the fuck? But you know, I feel, and again, I know you're like the head of Mintcrew as far as like the social media. So you do
Yes.
help a lot of that. I know you guys have a stylist, you guys have models. Like, do you ever find it difficult to like wake up and be motivated to like style people in clothes, like people that you don't know, or is it one of the things that you wake up and like, I don't care what model's there, I know how to make them look fly as fuck.
No, I actually love it.
You love it.
I like getting people out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
As far as like styling, because I don't know. I always try to put them in something that they've never worn before or never tried. So I always like the challenge of that. So, yeah.
So what would you rate my fit right now? Like 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Those are unions,
the
by the way.
kicks. Yeah,
Those
I
are
know.
okay. I know you know, bro.
See,
No, I'm just fucking with- But this is an
What's the number?
essential.
What's the number?
Bro, come on. I'm gonna edit this.
I give you a
Real life.
Real
number.
life?
Yeah.
Real life. What else
Real
is
life.
it?
I like the whole color coordination.
Tried.
Everything. You know, I'll give this fit a 10 actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
clip
it.
that.
'Cause
Clip that.
I would actually wear this. So yeah.
You're not just kissing his ass. You would really give it
no,
a 10.
I'm not
yeah.
just kissing his ass.
So-
Actually, I like the fit.
There we go.
Hey, Mintcrew, a new
Where do
Mintcrew
you get
collab.
most of your inspiration from? Like what designers, what companies inspire you?
Honest,
What feeds your soul?
What feeds my soul? That's a good question. I don't really know. Honestly, I just really just have some kind of vision in my head how I'll picture how an outfit will look like. I might get some inspiration from something I've maybe seen on Instagram or
Okay.
Pinterest or whatever. But most of the time,
There's not like a specific designer or like
see, I'm not big on designers.
Right.
Like, I don't really wear designer stuff.
Yeah.
Or even just creators,
artists. Yeah, there's maybe some influencers that have like really dope taste in fashion. For me, I like Euro style fashion.
Okay.
So like I'll throw in a little twist of like a LA style with Euro style and kind of just mesh that up together. That's more of my kind of thing. But as far as like putting things together, I really just put things on to see how they look.
Yeah.
If I could pull it off, I could pull it off. If I can't, I can't. So it's really just like the way I go by with styling outfits is just try it on.
Yeah.
Because you never know how it's going to look like until it's on. So yeah, I spend a lot of time. Like, honest, I'll probably take the longest out of these guys to get ready.
I mean, I could see, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
But it's dope though, because like even Sergio, like your fit is like simple. It's all Mintcrew, right?
Yeah.
But it's fucking clean. You know,
we make it easy for customers. Like this is a setup, so they can just wear it, just put it on, whatever shirt under.
Even I would wear that. I would wear that.
The good thing about our stuff, it's like modular. You can wear one of our denim jackets, like say for example one of those with a corduroy or whatever, one of our core tees, vintage tees, everything's like modular. We make everything look good together. So that's a good thing about our brand as well,
No, you guys do really make it, and you guys have sets too. So it's like for someone that maybe isn't too fashionable, I guess.
Yes,
like like Campbell, you literally can order the set
and you're
put
good.
a tee under it, and you're ready to go. Yeah. So kind of going back to that, like how did you guys link up, and how did you guys start getting into this whole Mintcrew era?
Well, I started off in the car industry actually.
Oh shit!
Doing like smog checks with my dad. Like he basically, little did I know he was like my mentor in a sense of business. So I started doing that. I did that for many years, probably like 8 years or so. Accumulated a good amount of capital. I got into flipping homes. So I was flipping homes for a long time, or actually like 3-4 years. And then at that time, I was just trying to shift like what I was doing. And I really liked fashion since the beginning. So since I was a kid, I just used to like putting on my like cool clothes, whatever in high school. Like I was still a big kid, but I was still looking like trying to look cool, So like I would put on like cool stuff, and always along the years, just like tailoring my clothes and everything, making it try to look good, on me and stuff like that. But after the whole real estate stuff, like I had been wanting to start my brand or a brand since like 2016. And I just taught myself Illustrator, logos, everything, looking for like screen printing stuff and like just going around LA trying to find the best vendors. And there it is. I meet Johnny and Mowdy, which is another partner that we have. And just kind of worked since then. We hit it off. I was doing my brand called Acres, Los Angeles, and they helped me along the way, cut and sew and stuff like that. I learned from them, and they basically put me on, and like my business sense for everything has we did Mintcrew together now. We're doing Mintcrew together now, and my business sense has just like grown everything. So I handle like the Shopify, the Instagram, the ads, the finances. So
nice.
Pretty much that's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love that because like you actually have like a fit and background or a background in that, and you don't. But we've had people on here that like went to school for business in general. They didn't go to FITM or any kind of fashion school, and now they have successful brands. And I feel like the fashion itself, and there's like a bunch of quotes now that you guys are speaking of them. Like fashion is like whatever makes you feel good, some of it's like timeless, like that's why I feel like Rick Owens is really timeless, but I feel like you always have that sense, right? Like even like you said, I was younger and I was still very conscientious of clothes that I wore or brands. Maybe I couldn't afford them at the time, but it was something that I'm always like, damn, that's dope, and I always have that. Not a lot of people have that. So the fact
not a lot of people have that,
right?
Sure.
Like it's more people think just throwing clothes together or buying manufactured jackets. It's like how to really put that stuff together, and you had that when you were younger.
So I don't think Johnny has spoke on that yet, but we've done. Is a manufacturer, and we still do it to this day. So I came to him as one of my vendors, and then Johnny, you should speak on that.
Yeah, well, just Sergio said his story, but my little where I saw Sergio and I needed him to be part of the team was, my partner Mowdy. He's not here, but he's one of the the guys, you know, in Mintcrew. He's my right hand on everything. He comes to me, he's like, oh, I met this guy, he wants to start a clothing line. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's set it up, because we consult and we, like you said, we manufacture for other brands. And Sergio walks in, and his energy is crazy. Like, Sergio's crazy. Lots of energy. And we took the meeting, we're like, yeah, we'll help. We started helping with him, and I was telling Maudi, because it was just me and him at that time. It was just two of us, Mintcrew. We had gone from like a team of 6 back down to 2. And I was just like, dude, we need this guy on the team. Like, I really want him. And he's like, well, you know, whatever. Ended up happening one day. We're like, I don't know, I still don't remember how it happened, but we just like had a talk. Hey, we're like, Sergio, why don't you just come aboard?
Yeah.
And you know, long story short, this is where we're at. And he helped us pick up. We were dormant, like you were talking earlier, like 2017, 2018. Really not doing much with the brand. We were just focusing on manufacturing for other brands. And yeah, Sergio helped pick it up and set the pace, along with this guy.
Yeah, Campbell.
So with you guys starting the brand, and obviously like, you know, like picking up different people, and you started off with 6 and then you went down to 2, and then now you have a whole other team. What are some of the like difficulties that you found with like starting your brand, as far as like even scaling, and you know, for people out there who are trying to start a clothing company, what are some of the like difficulties that you guys have, you know, came across and have overcome?
One thing a lot of people don't talk about, and it's just, it should be known, is that there's very few companies or banks that will lend on fashion brands. It's one of the most high risk industries in the world, and the loans that are out there for fashion brands, they're coming from not even banks, they're called factors, and they only usually loan people if you're wholesaling to like a big box retailer and you have big invoices already written up where you can present it to them. So that's one thing. You gotta have your finances together, Sergio. You gotta know how to manage the money and cycle it, because you can invest in a collection and that collection might not move. So you gotta know your cash flow. And aside from that, just have a vision and resilience, and also the ability or like the aptitude to be able to pivot, because there's so much things that go wrong in production. I've worked with a lot of big companies, a lot of small companies. Nothing's ever really perfect. I've done overseas production, domestic. It's the same thing everywhere. There's times where, you know, your piece might not come out exactly how you wanted it, and you have to be able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna believe in it. I've seen a lot of companies where or a lot of startups where they're like, oh, I didn't really like this, and they just do another production and another production. They sink themselves.
So much money probably.
Yeah,
so much
of course.
So for us, it's not really about chasing perfection. It's just trying to get close to it.
Love that.
Yeah, so that's what I would say.
What about you, sir? What's some things you guys had to overcome personally, like in this whole journey of building this brand?
I don't think I have much to say. I think we got a really good formula here. You know, our partner Maddie, he's not here right now, but he's very good on, he has a good eye for photography. He does our photography.
Oh yeah, he's good then. Yeah, he's the one that does it, yeah.
I think we have like I said, a very good formula. Like everyone has their place. Like Johnny's a clothing designer, and he has so much knowledge about production and clothing and stuff like that. And then Campbell's been really helping us a lot on the creative direction and with content. And my part, like the whole finance stuff.
That's the most important part, though.
Right.
Trust me, that's the most
Especially when
important
it comes
part.
to like a company, like that's the last thing you want to deal with.
Yeah, and what I've learned is like people that are like really creative, and maybe this is a scapegoat for me because Marissa's right here.
No, it's
people
true.
That are
we
really
say
creative,
this all the time. Yeah.
I'm not organized, dude. So for me, I'm just like, I'm
same.
go.
Yeah, that's
and
me.
like Marissa's always like, hey, Jay, like the back end, like, hey, payroll, hey, this. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
It's funny you say that.
My brain, I'm pretty sure like you, John, like your brain, Campbell, your brain's just
Constantly
going like, okay, what fits can we put together? It's the spring season, it's summer, we're going to have to do shorts, we have to do jackets. Yep. So the last thing in my mind is invoices, right? And that's where you come in. What I love is that both of you guys had something on your own, started it, it failed, and then you guys came together. And I think a lot of people, they try things one time and they're like, oh, I try. How many times have you guys heard, oh yeah, I had a clothing brand back in the day, and then
actually it hasn't failed. Acres hasn't failed.
Oh, my bad.
Let me go ahead and correct you there.
Edit that part out.
No, I want to bring it up because Campbell had started his brand too, All Hype, which he had already been doing when we met.
Yes.
And well, what we have, like I said, the formula we have here, we're trying to bring it together and just like create these like Mintcrew umbrella, where we can help other brands and work
like
together.
Like house
Because
brands.
what we have here is like good strategy, good everything. And
I
it's
like
just
that.
good energy. So we're doing Acres together now. We're doing All Hype together. We're just working on creating something big here. Yeah,
Shout them out. Yeah, shout them out, bro. We'll make sure we get clips of all the brands.
Vanguard Originals. We're working on everything. We are goody brand, high standards, everything.
So would you say that that's your guys' vision?
Yes.
Like for the future,
That's the
is
goal.
the umbrella for other brands to be under?
Because we are a factory, we can do A through Z. So that's like what we bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's what we bring to the table.
So is it kind of in a sense when I'm thinking umbrella? Is it kind of thinking like how Jerry has like his main staple and then he has like essentials and then he's doing like another
Yeah,
like
I guess it
more
doesn't all
high-end?
like it's not gonna be like Mintcrew, Acres, and all that stuff. It's every brand is a separate brand.
Okay.
But we're involved in it because
You guys have all
So
the
it would
means to it.
basically be like
We
if
have the-
Jason was like,
exactly.
I want to start a clothing company, and he has you guys as your manufacturers and like helping him produce his
Start to
stuff,
finish.
and then you're underneath the umbrella of Mintcrew.
We're actually trying to model like the LVMH thing, like, you know,
Yeah.
where LVMH like runs Louis Vuitton, Moet
Yeah.
Hennessy, and Gucci, and all that. So that's what we're trying to do.
Oh, I love that.
And
But
also
for fashion.
Yeah, but also
Or
not even
for you
just
guys, for
fashion.
clothing.
Just I think right now it's focused on men's. Obviously, we want to do a little bit of women's, but like for example, High Standards. That's going to be more fitness oriented, lifestyle. Then we got Mintcrew. That's, you know, what you guys already know what it is, streetwear kind of thing.
Yeah.
All Hype is more playful. It's for the younger crowd. A lot of accessories. So we're trying to fill in all the gaps.
Nice.
Because we feel like, you know, we could guide our customer into the right
Right,
direction.
right.
No boundary here.
Do you guys have any a jewelry line? Are you guys? You do?
Well, we
Yes.
put it on me.
Yeah. So I design all the jewelry.
There we go. Of course.
Surprise.
Of course. He couldn't wait. His eyes lit up when you asked. He was like, "Give me the
He's
mic."
like, give me that fucking mic.
yeah.
So yeah, I design all the jewelry for us. So yeah, we've kind of just been doing the jewelry line under Mintcrew. We have some pieces under All Hype as well, but we're trying to just push that under Mintcrew and just have more options to go with your outfits and just
Right.
complete the look.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important accessory that someone, if they could just have one accessory, what's the most important?
I'd say a necklace.
Yeah,
I would say it's can never go wrong with that.
I feel that. I'm
And,
the same.
I feel like you'd see a necklace more than a bracelet or a ring like that. So it's definitely a staple piece. So yeah.
Even the layering, like how many bracelets or how many necklaces you got on right there? Is that one piece?
This is one, two.
That's like the 1990
And his bracelets,
balls,
too.
right? Like the little metal balls. I like
metal
that.
balls.
Huh? That shit's coming back though.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why we brought it.
He's counting.
Yeah,
Was
this
that
is five. It's a little light. I usually do like.
That's a little light.
It's a
Damn.
little light.
I'm not gonna
it's
lie.
only 5.
He's like, I was in a rush
it's-
today,
I
guys.
usually do like maybe 7 at a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Minimal.
Do you get a lot? Did you like? I mean, obviously, you have a very unique look. You have the tattoos, you have the bracelets and stuff like that. Did you have a lot of people when you were growing up that were kind of like, bro, what are you doing? Like, don't get those tats. What the fuck is up with all those bracelets and
Yes.
stuff like that?
Because I got my first tattoo at 16.
Oh,
I thought I was a badass kid.
what was,
Yeah.
what was your first tattoo?
Yeah. What was it?
It's actually my last name right here, Chan.
Of course, it's a
Okay.
last
Stars.
name.
Yeah.
That was my first tattoo.
Yeah, I convinced my mom to actually let me get the tattoo. I went to a indoor swap meet.
Listen.
Yeah, I went
I
to
at least went to like actual artists and shit.
yeah, I went to an indoor swap meet with one of my homies back then. He was older than me, and we were able to get that waiver signed off and got my tattoo. I was a sophomore in high school. Yeah, I thought I was like the coolest kid. But yeah, I never let anybody really like judge me, or I don't really care.
I love that.
So like they could say what they say. I'm just gonna be me. So yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Was there ever a point, well, you kind of answered that where it was like, man, maybe I should change my look, or like, I don't know if you said your mom like let you get the tattoo, like was there family or friends that are like, dude, you got to get a 9 to 5 and you can't get a 9 to 5 with all these tattoos and this look?
Yes.
How many stages have you went through?
Yeah, I know.
A lot of
I
stages.
feel like at one point you were like a punk rock like type skater stage.
Yeah, no. I
He's like,
did
no,
at
I was
one
actually a
point,
cholo. Just kidding.
But I would definitely say I had a hard time with my parents kind of supporting how I looked. Yeah, actually my whole family. I'm like the black sheep out of my family, so it was always kind of hard times where I wanted to look the way I looked, but then I always get like some kind of backlash from somebody, and it got really annoying. But I just learned to like stop giving a fuck.
I love that.
About what they think about me and how I look, because I'm just like, I'm my own person. If this is how I want to look or whatever, where this is what I'm going to do, pretty much. So, yeah.
And now your look and your sense of style is making you money. So
exactly. I mean, that's when, because, you know, me being Asian, that's when my parents stopped like giving me shit.
Yeah.
Because when they started seeing money come in, they're like, okay, you're actually making money.
It's money.
Yeah.
That's Asian parents.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, now my mom supports it. I don't talk to my dad. Don't want to get into that. But
that's another podcast.
So, yeah, that's another topic. But, now, like, my mom's, like, one of my biggest supporters for what I do now.
It's always the mom's son. My mom, same thing. My dad is like, to this day, my dad's never been to either gym. He thought it was a stupid decision to take money out of my account to open a business. And I was trying to explain to him about working smarter and not harder.
Yeah.
Right.
And trying to tell him that I don't need to work 7 days a week. I don't need to work 60 hours a day. And he just couldn't understand it. And to this day, I want to say he's proud of me, but he still like doesn't want to fully commit, because it's, you know, I'm first generation, so my dad's from Hong Kong.
Same.
So like the Asian culture is like you work and you work and you work and you work, and that's all there is. Like you don't have fun. Yeah. You know, so my dad's like, you know how many hours I work? It doesn't understand it.
It doesn't resonate with him.
You get your benefits.
Yeah, I got my 401k on my dad. you know, so that's why I was kind of alluding to, because I know, you know, I have tattoos, and I know my Asian side was like, what how are you going to get into college? How are you going to do this? But and the reason why I wanted you guys on here, right? You guys all have a different look, a different background. But for people that are listening, it's always motivational to hear people that like were told, hey, you shouldn't do this. You were going to be a lawyer, you know, and now look, you're making more than lawyers. You know, I actually, you know, I trained a client that was a district attorney, and he hated life. He hated it. He was like, I thought this was going to be my dream. I graduated law school.
It's public, right?
Public.
Yeah, I think public sucks. Though.
Well, yeah, I mean, right, but I mean, but when you're younger, if you're a lawyer, that title of a lawyer is like, it's prestigious. But now it's like there's so many ways in this world to make money, whether it be like jewelry, whether it be clothing, whether it be supplements. That I like to have people like you guys that have these different backgrounds. So people that are listening are like, oh, okay, I don't have to listen to what the trend is. I could kind of go off of what my passion is and make money off of that.
It's true. Because you would have been, if you would have continued in law school and been a lawyer, you wouldn't have been happy because you weren't truly like living your passion, right?
Yeah. I could say
and
that.
I feel like a lot of people do that. Like they go on to make their parents happy, and then they look back like your lawyer friend, and then they're like, I could have done this, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because they were too busy trying to make other people
You would have been the
happy.
flyest lawyer, though.
Yeah,
You would have been the flyest lawyer, bro. You would have had like the nice little jacket on. So now, like you guys have been on a roll. You guys have a good strategy, a good team. We brought a pair of the pants on here. What actually goes into making, so people know when they're online, and you know, you guys probably hear it, like I could buy the same pants at PacSun for $40. Like, what's the difference between me going to PacSun and buying a pair of pants compared to buying a pair of pants from Mintcrew?
Our pants are produced, manufactured, start to finish in LA, which is one cool thing. I find it cool because we're supporting the ecosystem, the business ecosystem. Yeah. You know, it's the garment district's well known for, I don't know how many years now, probably 50 plus years. So we try to keep that alive. We're doing our part in that way. The other thing is just doing really good quality. I did try doing production in China. I actually was there so much I had to get a visa, a business visa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was would fly into Shanghai, stay there for a little bit, and then I'd go into the factories in Guangzhou. I did all that stuff. And
you speak Chinese?
No.
You said that really well.
Yeah, and I don't know, I wasn't really happy with that whole, I think it's a cheat code to send your production out, you know, and everyone has their own way to get there. Everyone, you know, I respect everyone's hustle, but for me, it was really about dialing it in here in LA and just having control of production, having control of the quality. Sergio's having meetings all the time with our denim suppliers, and we know them from start to finish. Even some of our cut and sew like knits that we knit here in LA, we'll knit the fabric. And that's what a lot of these really expensive brands you'll see in Saks, some like Rude and all. They do the same stuff, but we just wanted to bring it at a lower price, make it more attainable to everybody, so everyone could try on this kind of quality clothes and understand where the standards should be at.
I love that.
Yeah, no, and the quality is that's what surprised me the most, to be honest with you, is the quality of the jeans. Like if anyone's ever like bought a pair of Fear of God jeans, like the quality is good, but they're also like $800,
right?
$800 to $1,200 depending, where you can get a pair of the same quality jean, right, the same kind of look for like $100, $100+, and I think it was shocking to me to be like, oh my God, this quality is so good. And I still have them. You wash them, and it almost looks better with every wash that you get with them. And I think there is something to be said about creating something that is going to be a timeless piece, right? Like you buy a pair of jeans at PacSun, those are going to last you a month before they hole or fade. And so people ask me like, why do you buy name brand stuff? Because it's lasting. It's lasting. I try not to buy too many pieces that are like big over the top pieces, like staple pieces that you could wear with a bunch of stuff. So, and you guys, like, I feel like that's what your brand is like that essential. Like you could wear that anywhere. That could be a fit to brunch. That could be a fit to church. You got the
pretty
cross.
much where we wanted to take the brand.
You're saying that like makes us happy because that's literally the ethos of the brand is that we want to create a wardrobe for the Mintcrew guy. And you don't have to stray away. Like you have it all there.
Oh yeah. No, you guys are doing a great job of it. And I like that you guys are kind of branching off a little bit. Like I love this. When I saw the campaign you guys did for this, like even the color schemes and everything was like, wow, this hit. So
I love that.
For me, I want to kind of get into like, where do you guys see yourself in another like 5 years as just a company? And again, you talked about the umbrella, but where do you see this all playing out like another 5 years, which isn't a long time?
I think just growth. We want to keep growing. We want our name to be, people's mouths, and growing the target market too, because I feel like when Mintcrew started off, it was us, and we're getting older, so we want to still provide stuff for the young crowd, but also grow with the customer. Some of us are getting older, have families and things like that, so our thing is just to grow the brand out more into a lifestyle brand and have more offerings. Obviously, we can't touch all of them, so that's why we have the umbrella now, where we're trying to plug in other kind of brands, but essentially it's the same thing. We just want to make it easy for someone just to come, sort of like Nike, For me, I love Nike. When it comes to workout gear, I don't wear anything but Nike. You could get anything. You get boxing gear, tennis gear, fencing, all this stuff. So I feel like that's the direction we might head towards.
What about you? What do you see? You're the finance guy, so you're saying whatever he's saying. Can you afford it?
I totally agree. I just I don't like to think too far into the future, but I do like to stay just being consistent in what we're doing and growing and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't know where everything has shifted since last year. It just keeps getting better and better. So that's the point,
Yeah.
So.
Have you found it, all of you guys, have you guys found it hard to keep up with fashion trends? Like skinny jeans were in for a minute, and then jeans with zippers were in for a minute. So you put all your money into manufacturing, and now it's like baggier jeans.
I think we just have I'm sorry, cut you off.
No.
I think we just have a good look for like, we have a good eye. Like we spend some time on social media, and we just like what we like, and we're just on trend. Like it's just natural to me, just looking and just knowing what's gonna be good. Yeah,
I have some free game to give out on that, on touching on that topic that I got from a mentor when I was at school. I asked her, I was nearing my time there at FITM, and I asked one of my teachers some advice, and she said, stay nimble. She's like, these big guys, she had worked for Gap and a bunch of big companies, she said, these guys are dinosaurs. Once they set in motion, for them to make a left or a right, it takes a long time. So they might be locked in on bootcut jeans for a while. So for us, and that's where Sergio comes into with the finance. He also dials in the quantities, but we're nimble. So as soon as something starts working, we go heavy. If it doesn't work, we move to the right. If all of a sudden Campbell comes to the office one day wearing some wild pants, we're like, oh, I like those.
Production.
Okay, boom.
Yeah.
Take them off. Like, we're going to run this. Like, that's why I said that. Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that the cool thing about all of your guys' like pieces is they're almost like timeless pieces, right? So like, even if they're like on trend right now, like even in a few years from now, you can still wear this because I feel like they're still timeless pieces, and you can like utilize each different thing for a different reason. So I don't feel like you guys would ever even have a problem with trying to like catch up or like meet the trends, because it's like you guys are your own
Yeah, you guys are you guys are trendsetters, and
It's almost like you're setting your own trends.
And I like what
Yeah.
Campbell said in the beginning. Like, I don't give a fuck what people say. Like, I wear what I like, and I have a good eye for it, and that's hard. Like, all of you guys have a good eye for it. So if you see something that hits, you're like, all right, let's rock with this, and maybe do a small batch. But you guys also have the power to be able to manufacture it. See, and that's where a lot of people don't. Like, there's a
leverage
trend
over everyone.
and like you said, take those pants off. Let's like manufacture those. Where someone's like, okay, get online and see where we could get these at in China and stuff. So you guys are able to really maneuver a little faster than some of these brands, and that's attributed to all of your guys' hard work and the connections you've made and stuff like that. Even some of the beefs with Jerry, but whatever. I have a fair contract over there.
He still owes you a check.
Besides where you guys see the vision, do you guys have girls' clothes, or is it like on Mintcrew? I haven't seen girls' clothes.
No, we do not, but we do. I mean, last
it
time we
dropping news,
spoke,
or?
we wanted to kind of like build out the catalog, I guess. You could say like women's, kids, stuff like that.
Ooh, well, you got kids.
We gotta get it. We gotta just work on it, Which some of the stuff is already in the works, but
Nice.
samples got to get approved, and we got to do all sorts of other things. So
Because I've seen some like women rocking your guys' stuff on your Instagram.
and that's a good thing too, that women can rock it as well.
Very diverse.
Yeah, it's I saw the women's. I think with Mintcrew and all the pieces that we have, it's pretty like unisex.
Unisex, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I would wear that for sure.
Exactly.
I actually want that for
it.
I'm going to Cabo in a couple months. I was like, I actually want that because I can see like I can see a balcony fit. Like,
you be like,
Oh yeah, like a little, just like a little bra tee underneath, or a little like crop top.
Yeah.
for you,
For myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but it's okay. So you saw the women. Did you find it hard to like transition these men's clothes into and make them look presentable on women, or was it?
No.
No,
I don't think
you're just
it
that
was-
good. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm that good, but I don't think it was like that hard. Just for me, I'm a visual person, so I need to see things on. I need to see how it works. So if I look at somebody, I could easily kind of picture if they will look good in the clothes. So I would already like make up my mind or the decision in my head to what I would want to style them in, and then I'll do it.
You already have a fit for Amaris, huh? I know when we go to the studio, he already has like, he's okay.
There's a lot of fits that we could put you in.
Yeah,
Sure.
And that's gonna be cool when we go by your guys' studio.
I know. I can't wait.
I have right now that just came a little bit of another thing that just to give out to people chasing fashion down, especially if menswear. It's a menswear thing. Men dress like women. You're gonna think I'm crazy.
You're right though.
But whatever your girl's wearing right now, in a year or two, you're gonna be wearing it.
That's facts,
So
though.
that's like
Oh
the
my
ultimate
God.
free game. I could probably leave today, but if you're chasing down fashion, that's where you look. So a really fashionable girl by your side, if you're in the fashion world, it's probably one of the best things you can have.
That's actually true. I remember I had like a pair of boot cut pants I wore on my wife because those look like mine. I was like, chill. They're not. It's called fashion, babe. All right, these ain't your pants. But you're right. Like a lot of trends, it did start like women, and then it transitioned to men, and then it kind of evolved into its own thing.
How do you guys feel? I have this question just popped into my head since we're on this fashion. So like, AI is like a big thing like for future, and then obviously like we can just talk about those big ass red boots that everyone's wearing, and then that's
The
like
mischief
kind
boots.
of going
Yeah.
off which they remind me of like Kaz, right? Like his characters like, and they're saying like that's like what the future of like shoes are going to be like. They're going to start creating things like that. How do you guys feel about that, or AI fashion and all of those things?
Well, it's what do they use? It's what is it called when they design they create something out of it's like a box, and God, I'm a loss for word, but that's how they created
I know
those.
exactly what you're talking about.
3D printing. There you go.
3D
Yeah.
printing,
So those are 3D
yeah,
printed. So
yeah.
they're saying like a lot of stuff is going to come from 3D printing. There's going to be no more like I find that very hard to believe. I'd need to see a pair of jeans from 3D printing before I could.
Well, 3D printing, and then just the way that fashion is, it's like there's literally AI fashion, like things like that. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I could sort of see it working as far as design and concept, but in reality, like clothes moves, Like if you see, especially you guys wear fitness clothes, so you guys see all these different seams that are going on.
Yeah.
It's all functional. So I think it's going to be a very long time till 3D printing or AI can
Is even successful in that area.
Yeah, I can see the shoes working. That makes sense. But even then, those shoes are uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's just. But that's what Mischief does, though, right?
Yeah,
They did
they
come
do.
out with some holy water, and then they did like the Van spin, right? So that's like Mischief's. I did want a pair just for selfishly to take pictures, but I'm like, I wasn't gonna pay the.
Jason, you would.
I wasn't gonna pay the resale for those. Those
Yeah.
resales were like, I'm like, I know it cost $10 to make those things, and someone was trying to sell them for like $1,300.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, but I mean that. But I was on
For the wavies?
Yeah, no, not the wavies.
Oh.
The Mischief boots.
Oh, the boots. Yeah.
But it's kind of like and I feel like a lot of the fashion brands, it is like the trend that they can portray on their Instagram, on the feeling you can give someone by wearing that fit is very powerful, and people don't really understand that. Like if you just throw those clothes on a bed, like no one would really care, but if you style it, put it together, see someone with confidence wearing it, you're like, that fit can make me feel as confident as this person. And I feel like that's what clothing is. A lot of clothing I buy, I get inspired by. Even a lot of the stuff you guys do, and I'll go through Instagram, I'm like, that's a dope fit. But really, when you break it down, it's like they could confidently wear that, and the way it makes you feel when you wear that stuff.
I think you said the key word. I think one of Campbell's success and why personally, when he first stepped into model for us, I'm like, I need this guy on the team too, was his confidence. So we're not only just selling the product, but we're also selling confidence.
Yeah.
We make sure all our models are confident in their own skin because Tom Ford said, like, they asked him in an interview, like, same sort of like how you asked, what would you suggest for someone trying to get dressed up? And he said, simple, just be comfortable.
Yeah.
So you can't have confidence without being comfortable.
That's very true. Oh, I like that.
I do love that.
My last question, and I want you guys to be honest. Have you guys ever created something and you're like, this is a fucking flop? Like, why did we even do this?
All the time.
All the time?
And have you still put it out?
No.
Yeah.
We'll
roll with the punches. Again, you copy.
What was like the worst mistake you ever, like maybe you didn't put it out there, but you're like, I think this is going to be a hit. Let's put it in manufacture, and you got it. You put it on a model. You're like, this is garbage. Do you guys ever done that?
We did baggy jeans or like more of us looser fit jeans maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
A little
really
too ahead.
really
little
ahead.
yeah.
They were they too baggy?
Were they like
or-
pipes from back in the day? Remember those?
Oh my god! But those are back though.
I saw.
Bro, they have that at Zara. Like Zara is very similar.
Yeah.
Like when I saw parachute
I have
pants
some.
at Zara, I'm like, okay, here it comes. Because Zara does a good job of, they don't really advertise, right? But what they do is they're ahead of the curve, kind of like the minimal. But they have obviously they have stores everywhere. But you'll start to see like, oh, okay, they're doing knitted shirts. Oh, they're doing mesh shirts. Okay, that's kind of the vibe now. And they're doing parachute pants. Okay, that's coming back now. So Zara does a good job of staying ahead. But they're the same thing.
They're fast fashion, right? Because they copy a lot of like companies and brands too.
They're the inspo too behind the structure of Mintcrew because they're actually vertical. The reason why they're so good at what they do, they have their own internal manufacturing. Like we do.
I heard that.
By the time something hits runway, I think it's 6 weeks and it's already in stores for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
And it's
Maybe
in
faster
and it's
now.
out that quick. And there's some stuff I bought
It's
from Zara
true.
like 5 years ago that I would not wear now. And I'm like, damn, the time had passed, Like, but like you said, I like that the fast fashion kind of.
And then
trend.
I do love that Zara does have like staple pieces though too that
They do.
that do last for a while. Yeah.
I like I shop there too. I buy the trendier pieces where I don't see myself holding onto it in the closet for that long.
Yeah.
And it's a good product.
Yeah.
So
What's one grailed piece you have in your closet, Kamba? I know you don't buy a lot of high fashion stuff or designer, but like what's a grailed item that you want that you don't have?
A grilled item that I want that I don't have. Union ones.
Really? Bro, here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't have those.
Yeah, these are
actually.
hard as fuck to get.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to pay.
No, and they go with everything too. So
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I have a question. What is one designer that you guys would like to collab with or work with?
he passes the mic.
Yeah.
that's a
Or that you haven't already worked with? Because you've worked with a lot of people.
as far as like with Mintcrew, I haven't worked with too many people. One cool guy I loved working with, and he's doing really great things, is Ev Bravado. His brand's called Murder Bravado out of New York. I have a lot of respect for him. He's a family guy. He keeps to himself. But as far as like big names, maybe doing something with Mintcrew one day that would be sick is maybe like Alexander Wang or Tom Ford.
Oh, dope. That would
I
be
think Tom
sick.
Ford.
Tom Ford would be great.
I think Tom Ford, because
Could see that.
you know those pieces are going to be very similar to
Yep.
like iconic, like
Yeah.
just
I could see
staples
that.
in there.
But then I like Wang because it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I like that. Well, go ahead. You have one?
No, go ahead.
Oh, did you have
You
a
don't
gr-
have one?
For a collab, no, I don't have one.
No. What about you? I want to hear you. What fashion designer or like what company or brand inspired? Like, are you inspired by?
What am I inspired by?
Or who would you like to collab and work with?
I think we all take from each other a lot of different brands. I wouldn't want to name too many.
Facts.
But a lot of kids, their fits, the way things fit.
Yeah.
I'm very so much on like, I mean, sometimes I would like things to fit better on me, but the way it looks on other people, I'm like, man, that's a really good fit. Like that would do really well.
Yeah.
Since I'm like, since I'm taking care of more of the money, I'm like, that would sell really well.
Yeah.
You're like,
what I mean? So,
yeah, you see.
And the luxury of you
Yeah.
guys, again, that having your own, like you can create it.
yeah, exactly.
You know, that's true though, because like a lot of kids, like I go to the Rose Bowl, the flea market, and you'll see some of the kids with a dopest fucking style.
Yeah.
I get really inspired by that.
And like
too,
every time I go to the
Facts.
flea market, I'm like looking, and really, I'm like not even there to shop. I'm like, okay, I could kind of put that together, but damn, bro, they're young and they're confident, and I think it's because they don't care what
They
people
don't.
think. They have their own fashion sense.
Yeah.
They have what they like, and it's like that confidence that kind of goes back to it. But if you guys are looking for inspo, just go to the flea market. Go to a flea market. 'Cause a flea market is like a fashion show.
Really,
like,
it is.
Like you don't just go to the flea market, throw on some sweats. Like
No, you're going to the flea market.
You
You're
have
looking
a flea
good
market
too.
fit,
Yeah.
right? Like there's a flea
For
market
sure.
fit that you would wear there because you want other like-minded people to look at you and be like, oh, that's dope. Like, you know, I've been there and told a couple of people like, that's a dope fit. Like, where'd you get that from? And of course it's all vintage, you know, they buy stuff, but you do see now like vintage stuff is coming back, manufacturing, like to get the vintage look is coming
Yeah.
back. So
More like behind the scenes stuff. Actually, the Rose Bowl, you'll have like Greg Lauren, Ralph Lauren's nephew there.
Yeah.
It has this
Yep.
team there looking
Yes.
for pieces to knock off. You'll be walking, you'll see Taz Arnold, Jerry's there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people that are shakers and movers are actually there.
yeah, I saw
Getting
Ruji
inspo.
there.
Yeah, that's where it all comes
Yeah,
from.
yeah, he had the Rude Bowl there, and he was there. Like, you know, obviously his shit was still fucking expensive, even though it was supposed to be the flea market. I was like, it's the same price, but
That's why it's funny when they get bothered by everything. It's like you're referencing something too. Like,
Yeah.
you should, in a sense, be happy that you're doing a really good job.
Yeah.
That other people want to reference you as well.
Inspired by
I don't
you.
think they should blatantly knock it off, but yeah.
right. I mean, like you said, 3%.
There was a time
right?
and place for that before, but not no more.
Yeah, now they
There's
get
a 3%
exposed.
rule.
Yeah,
3% rule.
3% rule.
Yeah, so flea market, you guys are looking for trends, but thank you guys so much for coming on. I feel like I learned a lot. I know there's so much more we have to learn from you guys.
Well, we're going to come
We're
back on May
actually-
10th.
Yeah, I'm
excited.
We're gonna come back and we're actually gonna visit your guys' studio. We have a model that we want you guys to dress, and this model is not exactly a fashion icon. He's more of a casual kind of cat, good-looking dude, in shape. But I kind of want to see the fits you guys put together, and we're gonna have that for you guys on YouTube. We're gonna have that for you guys on the IG. But selfishly, I just want to check out your guys' fucking studio too. I want to see what you guys
Really,
do.
I just want to see what I can pull.
I want to see. I'm gonna take a bag, and maybe if a pair of pants falls in there, it fall in there. You know what I mean? We'll see what we could come up with. But I'm looking forward to, again, revisiting this with you guys at your studio, but maybe again in the future, towards the end of the year when you start to shift that fashion, or maybe when you're dropping that women's gear. I would love to put Amherst and some stuff, and maybe have you guys come back and kind of see the growth within just this 1 year, because I feel like you guys are really, really trending really well.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having us.
No, so we
definitely.
appreciate you
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
And again, until next time, you guys, we appreciate you. Peace.